Hi there, it's a little bit of a crochet basic tutorial lesson today. I did promise I would redo my granny square pattern. So I decided to do it in this cotton so it's a little bit easier to see. This is a double knit cotton and I'm going to use a 4mm hook. Not my favourite hook for double knit. I am a 3.5 girl and I like it sort of a little bit finer. But I think it will show the stitches a little bit better if I do it on a 4mm. So I'm hoping this is going to be clearer than my last one because I think my desk area looks a bit clearer and things are a little bit easier to see. So as I say, this is 100% cotton, and again I've chosen this for demonstration purposes more than anything because it shows definition of stitch, so it makes it easier for you guys to see what, well, hopefully for you guys to see what I am doing. Just picking up bits of plastic there because I've just done a doll review and it was a nightmare. Lots of bits of plastic, which do get me cross how they have so many bits of plastic to hold things in, which is not necessary, but that's beside the point. We're doing a granny square. So we're going to be doing our slip knot first. So I'm going to do this as a beginner workshop. So this is how I would show a beginner to do a slip knot. So basically you've just made a little loop. The shorter end is over the top, the longer end is underneath. I'm going to pick that up and pop it over, yeah? So can you see? So this little bit here, I'm going to grab in a minute and pull up, but don't let go of this bit. So you need to hold both ends actually and just pull. And we have a slip knot. The reason we know it's a slip knot because if we pull the short end now, we can make it smaller. It will move, and which is useful when you are doing your work. So onto the hook. Just tighten it up just so it moves along the hook. Now every granny square starts a different way. I mean, there, as you'll see books, there's 101 granny squares, there's all these granny squares. It's just a generic term really, which goes from the basic that I'm going to do today. So I'm going to start with 6 chain. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So we have 6 chain. We're going to make that 6 chain into a little circle, and by doing that we're going to put our hook into the first chain. You're going to grab your yarn, pull it through the first chain, but then also pull it through the last stitch. So it's a slip stitch. Now as you can see, we have a little circle in the middle. I'm just going to tighten up slightly. There you go, that's just where my slip knot was, so we can see where the hole is, because if you leave your slip knot hole large, you will have a temptation to go in there and not into this center ring. We're now going to do 3 chain. Each round will start with 3 chain, and every time it will count as our first treble. So into this hole in the center, I'm going to do 2 more trebles. So yarn round. Remember, I am referring to UK terms here, so it is a UK treble we're doing. Into the center, pull the yarn through. We have 3 on the hook. We pull through 2 of them, grab the yarn again and pull through a second set of 2. Yarn round into the same hole, pull it through, go through 2 and go through 2. This is now counted as our first 3 trebles. I'm going to do 3 chain. 1, 2, 3. That amount of chain can change as well depending on the granny square, so don't take this sort of for gospel. It is a version of a granny square. When I'm working with my doll stuff, I do have a tendency just to do 2 chain there, but we're doing 3 today. Gives a little bit more definition again. So we're going to go back into this hole and we're going to do another 3 trebles. Now you see this loose bit here, which is from our slip knot. I sort of hold it underneath the chain and crochet it in at the same time. So yarn round into the hole, pull it through, then pull through 2 stitches and pull through 2 stitches. Yarn round into the hole, pull through. We have 3 on the hook, we pull through 2, we grab the yarn and pull through the second 2. Again, 2 and 2. So now we have a 3 chain and a 3. Okay, so we're going to do a 3 chain. 1, 2 and 3. We're going to go back in this hole, yarn round and in, pull through 2 and pull through 2, yarn round into the hole. Got 3 on the hook, pull through 2, grab the yarn, pull through the second 2 again. So that's our third set of 3 chain, 1, 2 and 3. We're going to go back into the hole for the last set of 3, yarn around into the space and pull it through. Pull through 2, grab, pull through 2. 2 more of those. In we go. Pull through 2, pull through 2. Let's just undo that yarn a little bit before it decides it is running off the table, which it probably would do if I don't pull it out a bit. Last one, yarn round into the hole, pull through 2, pull through 2. So we now have 1, 2, 3 and 4. Obviously it's a square, so we do need the 4, but now we have a joining issue. There are different versions for this. As I say, this is just a version I do. Now if you just did 3 chain and slip stitched over here, you're going to be in the wrong position to start your corner. Not everyone does it that way. This is just how I do it. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do a half treble. I'll show you why. So yarn round is a half treble. Then I am going to go into the top of that first 3 chain and I'm going to pull it through. So I have 3 on the hook. Now I'm going to pull it through all 3. Now the reason I've done that is if I do it as a half treble, can you see it's pretty central now to the corner? If I just did a slip stitch, it wouldn't, it'd be over here. So then when I want to do my next stitches, it's going to be completely out of position. That does not distort the square. You will end up with a big hole if you do it either way. So this is just how I've sort of decided it works best for me. So from that position, we're going to be starting our second round, which is 3 chain, 1, 2 and 3. Now I go directly below. So we're working on our first corner. So I need to do another treble and another treble. And that's my first 3. Okay, because remember that 3 chain counts as our first. I'm going to do 3 because I want this to be a corner. 3 chain, 1, 2 and 3. And back in that same space, another 3 treble. So we have 1, we have 2. And we have 3. Okay, so as you can see with this, that has made a nice pointy corner. That's why I did it with 3. Now you can see we have 1, 2, 3 more corners. It's quite obvious where the corners are. It's always where the largest space is. So we're not going to do any chains in between. The only time I chain when I do a granny square is on a corner, and that can vary between 2 and 3, but we're doing 3 today. So that's the only time there is a chain in any of this work when I'm showing you this way. So we're going to go into this next corner and it's going to have a set of 3 trebles, 3 chain, 3 trebles. So it's easy to remember. We've got 3, 3 and 3. In we go. 1, 2 and 3 trebles, 3 chain, 1, 2 and 3 more trebles into the same space. 1, 2 and 3. And you can see that's our second corner now that has formed quite nicely. So we're not going to do any chains, remember. We're just going to jump into the very obvious next corner and you're going to do 3 trebles, 3 chain and 3 trebles. So that's 1, 2 and 3, 3 chain, 1, 2 and 3 trebles into the same space. 1, 2 and 3. So that's our third corner. You can see the corners coming really nicely there. Now our next one is the same again. It is 3 trebles, 3 chain and 3 trebles into the corner space. So we have 1 treble, 2 treble and 3. Let's give us 3 chain, 1, 2 and 3 into the corner space. We're going to have 3, 1, 2 and 3. Right, now again we're going to have a slightly different join here because this is what we're going to call a side position. So if you look at all these now, you have your corner points, which are very obvious, but then you also have this here, this here, we'll be making another one there, and there I'm going to call our sides. So I'm just going to do, this time I get away with a slip stitch join for what I want to do, because this is quite close. So into the top of the first 3 chain, make sure you get 2 bits. I only got 1 bit there. It's a little bit tricky sometimes to get in there, and we're going to pull it through 1 and pull it through 2. So this time, because it's not a corner, we get away with that slip stitch. So you can see how we've made another little triangle there. So I'm going to start with 3 chain, 1, 2 and 3, and into the space directly below I'm going to do another 2 trebles. 1, 2. So that's our first side. Now the sides will only have 3 trebles. That's it. They will have no chains, no nothing. It will just be 3 trebles. And then you can see we're straight to the next corner. And on that corner, you're going to do 3 trebles, 3 chain, 3 trebles. Yarn round, in we go. So that's our first treble, our second, our third, 3 chain, 1, oh hang on, nearly dropped it, 1, 2 and 3, back in the same space, remember, because it's a corner, and 3 trebles, 1, 2 and 3. So that's our first corner done there. Now you can see the next one, your corner's right over here, so there's this one here in the middle to do, and this is a side. Now if it's a side, it's just 3 trebles, so just yarn round, no chains or anything, just 3 trebles, 1, 2 and 3. We can see the next one's a corner, so we're going to jump straight to it with 3 trebles, 1, 2, 3, 3 chain, 1, 2 and 3, 3 trebles in the same space. So if it's a corner, you do need the sets, 1, 2 and 3. Now the next one you can see isn't a corner because it's on our flat side, so it's here is the hole, and we're just going to do 3 trebles. So we have 1, 2 and 3. Next one's a corner, so it's a 3 set, 3 set, 3 set. So we got 3 trebles, 3 chain, 3 trebles. So that's our first 3 treble. So I need 3 chain now, 1, 2, 3. That chain is what defines our corners, so it's very important to put it in there and back in the same space for 3 trebles. 1, 2, 3. So you can see our lovely square shape coming now. The next one is a side, so if it's a side, it's just 3 straight trebles into that hole. So we got 1, 2, 3. Our last corner coming up, so we need 3 trebles, 3 chain, 3 trebles. That's 1, 2 and 3, 3 trebles, 3 trebles, 3 chain even, 1, 2 and 3. Now it's 3 trebles into the same space, 1, 2 and 3. So we're all the way around now. Now we're going to be joining on a side again, so if it's joining on a side, a slip stitch is more than adequate into the top of that first 3 chains. So grabbing a nice piece of the yarn, try not to make it just one piece because otherwise it stretches. We grab it through and we pull it through. So that is our round now. So as you can see, before we just had 1 on our sides. Now if I expand it a little bit, you can see there is 2 on every side. So this is the way the granny square just increases itself. So if it's a side, which it is now, but we have 2 ones, they're just 3 in each. So we have to start with our 3 chain because every round starts with a 3 chain. Directly below, we're going to do 2 trebles, 1 and 2. Now you can see the next one is a side, so it just is 3. 1, 2, and 3. The next one, because we can see it quite clearly, is a corner, so it's going to be a 3, a 3, and a 3 like it was on the previous round. It never changes, the beauty of a granny square. 1, 2, 3, 3 chain, 1, 2, and 3, and 3 trebles into the same space. 1, 2, and 3. The next one is a side, so it's just 3 trebles. So there's no other chains apart from those 3s in the corner. The next one is a side again, so it's just 3 trebles. 1, 2, and 3. Corner time, so it's a 3 treble, 3 chain, 3 treble. 1, 2, 3, 3 chain, 1, 2, and 3, 3 trebles. 1, 2, and 3. Let's have a quick look what we've got. So we had 2 on the sides, a corner, 2 on the sides, a corner. So we need 2 more on the sides so you can see where the holes are. Just like I said, the thing is with cotton you can see it easier, that's why I did it in cotton. So we have 1, 2, and 3. The next one's what I class as a side, so it's just 3 trebles. 1, 2, and 3. Next one's a corner, so it's 3 trebles, 3 chain, 3 trebles. 1, 2, and 3. 3 chain, 1, 2, and 3. 3 trebles in the corner. We have 1, 2, and 3. Just 2 side ones, so just 3 trebles. 1, 2, and 3. Next one side as well, so just 3 trebles. 1, 2, and 3. We have our last corner coming up, so we know what we want: a 3, 3, a 3. 3 trebles. 1. This yarn doesn't want to roll. A 2, a 3, 3 chain, 1, 2, and 3. Into the corner again with 3 trebles. 1, 2, and 3. And we are round. So because it's a side, I can just do a slip stitch join, can't I? So in the top, it's in that first one really that has that funny join. And there you go. So let's have a look now. So now we have our 4 corners still, which are pretty obvious to see. So we always know if it's a corner, it's 3 trebles, a 3 chain, 3 trebles. For this particular tutorial, you will have other patterns that will start give you different combinations, but this is just a bog standard basic granny square, so that's why I've gone for that. But as you can see now though, there's 1, 2, and 3 little holes on the side. Can you see those 3 little holes there? 1, 2, and 3. There is there 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. So you know you've gone round right. Now if you continue with that, if it's a corner, it will be 3 trebles, 3 chain, 3 trebles. If it's a side, it's just 3 trebles. That is it. And if you continue round doing exactly the same, your square will just get bigger. And on the next round, there'll be 4. And on the next round, there'll be 5 sides, so on and so forth. as you go, and your square will just increase on its own. You don't have to think about increasing a granny square, it does it automatically. If you're wanting to keep your square that size, that's it. You've done a nice sized granny square there, and perhaps you want to do lots of them and join them together. But if you're just wanting to continually get larger and larger, which I do have a tendency to do because I don't like sewing up very much, I usually use a variegated yarn and just get bigger and bigger, and it makes a really nice blanket doing it that way. But if you remember at the beginning, we always start with 3 chain and we work directly below that 3 chain with 2 more trebles, and that makes your first little set. So I think that's about it. I hope that explains it a little bit better than my previous one. Just wind this wool up a little bit and pop it there. Again, you can use hook size that you want. I prefer a smaller one normally, but I wanted to be able to show a little bit of definition there. But that is a standard size for double knit yarn, a 4mm hook. So I hope that helps somebody. Please pop some comments on there if there's anything else you would like to know about. I will do my best. I know, but somebody did ask me about doing a magic loop. The thing is, it's not a technique I use because I think it's a bit of a wasted technique. I don't think it's necessary. It might be for some things, I don't know, but I wasn't sort of brought up, for want of a better word, with doing a magic circle. So unfortunately, you might need to check out somebody else's video if you're wanting to do that one, but I will have a go at any other suggestions. So once again, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe and share if you do enjoy my videos, and I hope to see you very soon. And so pop some comments in the bottom there, and hopefully I will try and assist if it's something I can make. So thank you once again for watching. Bye for now.